Welcome back. Okay, if you ever feel overwhelmed looking at many different options at the grocery store and looking at the same product, you're in luck because Hy-Vee dietitian Jen Blaser is here to help us understand different words on labels and how to read your labels. And also, it is the perfect day because it's actually National Registered Dietitian Day. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here today. So, there are a lot of words on the packaging when customers are trying to make those choices in the aisle, and understanding them can be kind of tricky. What is regulated, what isn't regulated? So a great place to start is that nutrition facts panel. That is something that is regulated. There are a couple pieces on there that are really important that apply to anybody, no matter what your health conditions are.
Okay.
So, first thing I like to start off with is the ingredients listing. Are you familiar with the ingredients listing on the package claims?
I know of it. It's right below the nutrition label, right?
Yes. It's right underneath your calories, your protein, all of those pieces of information. And that ingredients is listed in descending order by weight. So if there's an item that maybe you're trying to avoid or limit in your diet, such as sugar, you can look on that ingredients listing and find where it is in the number of them. So if it's farther down in that listing, there's less of that product in there.
That is interesting. I had no idea about that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you want to look at the bottom of the ingredients list. That's probably where the least amount are. The top is going to be your most. Keep an eye out for that. Okay, so after you go to your ingredients list, then
so your package claims are going to be based on the serving size, and that serving size is a suggestion. So you always want to look at the serving size. For instance, something might be labeled as low in saturated fat, but that doesn't necessarily mean if you have 2 servings or 3 servings of that product that it's going to be low in saturated fat. So those are always based off of the suggested serving size. So making sure that you're aware what that suggestion is and deciding whether or not that's the serving that's right for you.
Okay, I know me, I love sauce, so I always go way above the serving size on different sauces. Okay, so you kind of want to adjust it based on what that is, maybe double what you're seeing on those nutrition labels if you think you're going to have double the amount, correct?
Exactly, yes. And so then those content claims, like some of those health claims that you might see on the packaging, like may lower cholesterol or a good source of fiber, those are all affected by the amount of servings that you're choosing to have at that session. So definitely important to look at that. The FDA regulates those health claims. So things like may lower cholesterol or supports brain health, those are regulated. We also have content claims, things like gluten-free. So sometimes a content claim might say what's in a product or what's not in a product. So I brought Canyon Bakehouse, they're gluten-free. So they don't contain gluten, but they also have a call out on their label for whole grains because they do contain whole grains. So that's an example of a content claim.
Okay, so when you're looking at the back, you also want to look at the front and kind of understand what's on there. So we talked about our gluten-free bread. What else is a good example on here to look at?
So Good Graces are gluten-free, some cream soup options, or another health claim another claim that you might see on packaging is organic or non-GMO. Those terms are regulated by the USDA, so you know that those are backed. But you may also see things like lightly salted or simply clean. Those are not as regulated. So it's always just good to look at your packaging, find what works best for you for that serving size, and then go from there and making some of those choices for you.
Okay, a lot of good information right there and a bunch of different things to kind of look out for. Just to wrap things up, what are some maybe good ways for people to remind themselves of everything you kind of just broke down? Where can people maybe find extra information or maybe just a quick step-by-step process of what to know?
So you can visit Hy-Vee.com under the dietitian page. It's a great way to connect with your local Hy-Vee dietitian. We are always available for customers who have questions about the label, understanding how to make that work for them and their health and nutrition concerns. So meet with a Hy-Vee dietitian. We would be happy to walk someone through the nutrition label as is more specific to their individual needs.
Awesome, and happy National Registered Dietitians Day. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much for being with us.